$95,000 of 0% interest capital between these 3 high limit cards is what Seth was able to get working with us in just less than 2 days. And we're going to review that top 3 banks and what are some of the requirements that you would need in order to apply for those. So let's get right into it. So to give you guys some context, all 3 of the cards that we're about to review, they are 0% interest, meaning they come with introductory period of no interest for up to 12 to 15 months, where if you borrow up to a certain limit, it won't charge you interest on that balance until the introductory period ends. So there's a lot of different leverage points on this. You can take the cash out of these cards, make the principal payments, use that to invest into real estate, and then within the time of that 12 months, you can repay that card without paying any sort of interest on that balance. Number 2, a lot of the things that you're hearing in the business credit and the personal credit space is all fluff. You don't need a net 30 accounts. You don't need to build a Dun & Bradstreet numbers. All you need is just a 8-month-old LLC that is currently active and at least it's in good standing in order to qualify for all 3 of these cards, up to $30,000 to $40,000 on each of these cards that we're about to review. So let's get right into the first card and see you guys in there. All right, guys, so now we're on our screen. The first card I want to talk about is the GM Business Credit Card. We've been helping a lot of our clients apply for this card, and they're ranging anywhere between $15,000 to $40,000 approved. And keep in mind, the 3 cards that we're going to review, starting with the GM Business, some of them won't even pull from your credit, or you can go through their pre-approval form to see if you're qualified for the card first before applying. So it gives you that extra data points ahead of time, whether or not you have a good chance of getting approved. But basically, if you scroll down, search it on Google, you can click on the first link here, or even this link right over here, the GM Business Credit Card. Now keep in mind, these are 0% APR for 12 months, and then afterwards it might range from anywhere between 20 to 30%. So make sure you have a plan in mind. Make sure you know exactly what you're going to be doing with the limits that you get approved for. The moment that you get approved, time's going to start ticking, and then you don't want to miss out on the different opportunities on those returns or on those investments that you're about to make. So the moment that you click on this form, this is the order I will apply from, starting with the GM Business. Click Apply Now. It will prompt you to a pre-approval page just to see if you're qualified in the first place. You want to make sure all of the information that you're submitting matches what the Equifax credit report is telling you, because they are very sensitive when it comes to the information that's being put here. One letter off and that application might get rejected or declined. So you just want to make sure everything is correctly filled out on the form as what it was stated on the Equifax credit report. And then next up, also have the Secretary of State business page open up to make sure you copy and paste all the business address, the name of your LLC, and make sure that you are also on that Secretary of State form, because it also cross-reference everything that you put on the business end upon these application matching up to what's stated on the Secretary of State, right? And then you want to be true about your projected revenue. Keep in mind, a lot of the income and the revenue that they're asking you regarding the business or your personal income come down to, number 1, your personal incomes can be your household income. So that's a combination of both of how much you and your partner is making, and then on the business side, it can be a projected annual basis of like how much you're planning to make within that business itself, right? So keep in mind, that's not based on the tax returns or what you made last year, but what you're projected to make this year, including all of the bonuses and the projections that you make for the business. And then you can hit submit. Usually it will prompt you up to a different form saying, hey, you're pre-approved up to this amount. Click yes or click accept to accept this offer. Number 2, we have the famous Blue Business Cash Everyday Card with American Express. And this is personally one of my favorite, because American Express at the end of the day is one of the top 2 banks that I recommend and I hold the most cards with, as well as a lot of our clients, just because of the products, their reward system, and then different flexibility and credit limit increases and approvals that comes with American Express. So starting, if you're a brand new customer of American Express, it might be likely that they're going to pull from 2 different bureaus. It might be from Experian and TransUnion, or Experian or Equifax. Really depends on where or what state that you're coming in from and that you're applying in, right? But after you get yourself into the door of American Express, any other products that you apply for in this case is going to be a soft pull, right? So keep that in mind, and all you have to do is click on this card, right? This is how it looks like. Literally 0 annual fee, 2% cash back on eligible business purchases, and then 0% for 12 months. So just imagine what you can do with it. And what I like to do is sometimes I will apply for this card as well as the Blue Business Cash Plus card, and whatever I get approved for that, I would actually shift the credit limit over to this card, and now this business credit card has a higher spending power and higher limit to work with. That doesn't report on your personal. Keep in mind, all three of these cards that we're about to discuss is not going to report on your personal credit report just because it's for business and it's a business credit card at the end of the day. So keep in mind, business credit card never reports to personal credit report unless you bank with Capital One Discover. Those are the only two banks that will report all of your status within the business credit card over to your personal credit in this case, right? So applying for this is very simple. I do see this as a hit or miss. Some people will get 2,000 approved. Some people will get up to like 40,000 approved. It's a really kind of like weird mix of data points that we're getting. It can meet in the middle and just be really realistic with what you're making for your personal income and what you're projected to make for the business. And again, you would never want to state that you're in real estate, constructions, financial services, any high risk industry that will automatically tell the algorithm that based on that industry, there's a lot more risk associated with it and the business that you're doing, the transactions, therefore we're not going to give you such a high limit at the end of the day, right? So that's something to keep in mind. And then lastly, what we have is the Umpqua Business Bank. So this is a nationwide bank, meaning anybody across the nation in the United States can apply for this card. It's not geo-restricted to any specific state. And it's one of my favorite personal business cards to apply for. So again, make sure you have all of the information on the Secretary of State because they are sensitive as well when you apply for these cards. Hit credit cards, and then you just want to explore the different options that you have. There's the business cash preferred card. I don't think this one's 0%. I think the one that is 0% is either the card in the middle or the Visa business card. So we're going to click on the Visa business card and then click on learn more and apply. And then you can see, okay, 0% for 18 months. So just imagine if a bank or I came up to you and say, hey, John, hey, so-and-so, here's 20,000 in working capital for the next 18 months that you have to pay no interest on. How would you capitalize that as an investor? So that's why it's so important before you guys apply for anything to make sure you have a game plan, also an investment vehicle that you're planning on invest that money towards, because the moment that you get approved for these cards, the clock starts ticking, right? So this is a great option, and then keep in mind it's 0% for APR on purchases and balance transfer, meaning if you have a balance on one card, you can actually transfer that balance over to this card and activate the 0%, meaning if you have a 5K balance on one of your personal Amex cards, you can transfer this over to Umpqua Bank because of its balance transfer feature, and then you don't have to pay any interest on that 5K balance over the period of 18 months, right? And that would allow you to spread out your lump sum payments into 18 months, and then you can just pay off it slowly over time, right? So across all three of these cards, these are the order of cards that we'll apply for. Normally what I recommend to our clients is that we open up all three of these applications, submit all of the information, or at least pre-fill all of the information and submit it in that order. And that way sometimes we can kind of like work around and hack the inquiry system where it doesn't pull from all three of the credit bureaus, or it might only pull from one in that case, or sometimes it combines those inquiries all and off. That being said, if you guys enjoyed these videos, make sure to subscribe and then leave a comment below if you have any sort of data points regarding these three banks. As we continue changing up the strategies and then also looking for new banks, we will always constantly update you guys here. So again, my name is Felix, and our company helps a lot of investors, entrepreneurs like yourself, if you're watching this, obtain low interest capital, do business credit cards or business line of credit, and we actually guide them throughout the entire process. We assign you a funding specialist. We teach you all of the strategies, the hacks, the bank's algorithm and underwriting guidelines, so you're well prepared. We teach you how to remove inquiries, the whole 9 yards, everything that you guys need, right? But again, a lot of the content here we push out is free. It's up to you what you do with the content, but how you execute it is what really matters. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.